There is a lot going on behind the scenes when it comes to the DC Universe and the upcoming slate of leftover DCEU films. We of course know that the year ends with Aquaman The Lost Kingdom, aka Aquaman 2. Now we're hearing that this thing is pretty disastrous to the point where people walked out of test screenings. Okay, so the initial report here comes at us from Jeff Snyder, and it was after he put up his post talking about Aquaman 2 and how he heard it's pretty terrible, that some other people jumped in on this as well, saying it's true, the test screenings have not gone over well, and that the film is pretty disastrous, to the point where it's almost unwatchable, and it takes some of the things that worked with Aquaman 1, completely gets rid of them, and doubles and triples down on the things that don't work. Now, this honestly doesn't sound too surprising. From what we understand, the hang-up in getting Aquaman 2 off the ground as quick as they're supposed to, because it was supposed to be a quicker turnaround, was the fact that Jason Momoa got put into a bigger position where he actually dictated what the entire story was going to be. And if you go through old interviews with him, he said that the upcoming sequel wouldn't just be like one film, that they tried to cram as much as possible in there to the point where you could see a trilogy of films in regards to what's in this film. So yeah, that I could see being pretty disastrous, considering that the first film literally blew through about 5 comic book arcs in about 30 minutes for whatever reason. So getting a person who's not really familiar with writing and all that to then dictate what the script is when he's supposed to be just an actor is problematic. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next, because I'm assuming they're not doing reshoots on this. That's far removed. So the film is just sitting in the can and they're just editing around it. Now, what happens next? Who knows? It sounds like all these DC problems that are kind of creeping up on all these projects that were in development in this I guess what we call a turmoil period over the last couple of years, all suffer to some degree. And it'll be interesting to see how they proceed with this and what happens, and ultimately what happens with Aquaman's future. Because Jason said he's done, then he's not done, then there's changing plans, and now we're hearing that this film is terrible. So I guess we'll find out soon.